should speak of its time and place, but yearn for timeless, unquote. We at Shilpa-Sagar welcome each and every student and dignitaries with us today. Hello everyone, my name is Rashmi Ashtekar and I'll be your host for our final session for GATE to Success, a webinar on decoding GATE AR and PG entrance exams and career prospects for the same. In this webinar, we are going to help students and graduates
get a job in some firm. This is how usually the firms are. You have a smaller firm starting with a single architect, or a micro firm, or a smaller medium firm, or a big firm, or a large firm which has more than 50 people. Now, bigger the firm, there are definitely more number of projects, bigger scale of projects, and the division is done as in terms of department, where there are certain people who design, certain people who actually work over the design drawings to make them into the execution of working drawings. And then there is the site management or the construction management department, which looks into how these working drawings need to be executed. So planning for the execution process happens over here. And of course, the office management at the administration part, which takes care of the entire team together, as far as the finances, recruitment, documentation, their improvement, quality improvement is concerned. There could also be partnership firms, and then there is definitely a design head as well as a project head. So mostly people join as employees. They can go ahead and become the managers, which could be the construction managers or the project managers, the designers or the design heads, or the entrepreneurs, that is the chief architects. Now, looking at the present scenario of the construction industry, no longer there are small scale projects like bungalows and small housing schemes which you could just walk into and look at how the construction is happening. These are bigger scale projects happening under proper fencing and barriers. And the large scale projects definitely require a bigger team in the office, a team which designs, and a team which also designs the execution process. So there is a project management team, which is a bigger number of people together, and hence there is more need of the construction managers for handling these big and diverse different types of projects. So, why should an architect study construction management? Now, looking at the scenario earlier, there were engineers who used to handle the work on site, but architects would be in better control over the design that they have done if they do the formal study in construction management. If they understand the execution process better, then definitely there is better control of that. Hence, there will be better execution of the project, and all over a better quality of design as well as detailing that has been planned for, and overall better job satisfaction from the design that has been executed by the architectural firm itself. Hence, most of the firms are getting or expanding into having even project management consultancy firms. And in this course, what all does one study? The basic construction process, the technologies and the newer trends that are there, management practices, including understanding of the time, cost, quality, environment, safety parameters of a project, and all the M's which are necessary, that is the money, manpower, machinery, management, etc. Project administration, including the communication part, the correspondence part, the official documentation, and of course, this is all done through learning it in studios with the help of case studies and research. So we give a complete know-how on the project execution process. Other inclusions are basically the advanced technologies, softwares are learned along with that, including the building information modeling softwares, ArchiCAD, Revit, a Microsoft project to understand scheduling, sustainable practices, management theories, which also including scheduling and finance management and so on. Certification processes including the IGBC and the Green Griha building certifications. Industrial exposure is a kind of practical training which is more through contact hours by meeting experts and the people who execute the site, and of course a more relevant dissertation which can connect to the construction that happens on site. So the take from the course is the professional proficiency, because you learn a lot of things about the execution process, the software competence, managerial skills, decision making skills. Of course, every master's makes you publish a paper. Applied research, because the research is going to be more of the analytical kind, and a very valuable M.Arch construction management degree, which is good at job or your practice, or later if you want to join academics as a faculty. So overall, the construction management course is a very good personal value addition. Thank you.
I hope everyone found this session very, very interesting. We need to understand the need of
Your
project
voice is breaking,
management.
ma'am.
Okay. Is it clear now?
Yeah, when you hold your mic.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so I was saying that project management is the need of the hour. Many big projects, national projects, require a proper project managing team and project management basis, and they hire project managers to schedule everything for the project. So we need to understand the importance of it, and I hope people will be inspired to take this side if you like or are a management person or love managing things or good at and skilled at that. So moving on with that, we'll be moving on to our next speaker, that is Dr. Smita Suryavanshi. Uh, Dr. Smita Suryavanshi is the head of department for Masters in Architecture for Department of Computer Application in Sihagarh College of Architecture. Now, Dr. Smita Suryavanshi has done her PhD from Department of Architecture and Planning, IIT Roorkee. She has a total experience of 26 years in teaching and a total of 20 years for teaching. She has a professional experience as a researcher. She has worked on improving accessibility for differently abled persons at JNU Delhi and Tata Institute for Social Science, Mumbai, and IIT Roorkee. She has done many research publications. She has published over 12 research papers in journals and international conferences. She has also conducted many national level and international level seminars and workshops, uh, mainly framing with a teacher's training program in the field of architecture. So we'll be seeing the presentation made by Dr. Smita Suryavanshi.
This is Dr. Smita Suryavanshi. I'm present.
ऑडिबल आहे सर ऑडिबल आहे Just one minute.
Myself as a HOD for Computer Applications Department. I'll be sharing my screen with you all. This is a department of Masters in Architecture in Computer Applications. This is the part of STES Sihagarh College of Architecture from Pune city. This is one of the first kind of department in the whole India which is made for students in architecture thinking about the futuristic computer applications in architecture, field of architecture. Some of the course details that this is a full-time 2-year course, and the course subjects are digital design studio, digital tools and techniques, as well as digital design theory. Research is one of the important part of the syllabus. On the right hand side, you can see the digital design studio output from the students. Some of the core subjects include smart materials and advanced construction considering the futuristic architecture, professional practice related to digital architecture and how the students can go for digital architectural output. Digital design project is the final year and the final semester subject, which is in simple language, which is called as thesis. The technical core subjects are digital fabrications, automated design, building, automation, computer graphics, interaction design, and allied subjects are elective. Through electives, you are going to learn many things related to environmental architecture, economics also, psychology in architecture also. I'll show you a few glimpses of what is the syllabus. All this that is made up of 4 semesters. The first semester is made up of 6 subjects, and the total credits are going to be 25 credits. Out of 6 subjects, 2 subjects are theory subjects. Rest of each and every subject is going to be sessional. In the semester 2, you are going to have 6 subjects again, out of which 2 subjects are having theory. In the third semester also, you are having 2 theory subjects and total 6 subjects. Here you are going to end up with the research project, which is going to be published as a paper, which we always encourage all the students to publish their papers. Apart from that, the final semester is consisting of 2 subjects only, so the students can put more efforts into their projects. That is a digital design project, that is a thesis. So the students will be able to focus more on the digital design output. And the elective 3 is going to be a multidisciplinary elective. So the overall setup is made accordingly that the students can have the overall development in digital architecture or futuristic architecture. We always arrange the industrial visits for the students to understand the subjects and the relationship of the industry and the each and every subjects. Under this, we are tie up with some industries in Pune city. Those are auto clusters, Kakade lasers, Arts. You can see the products which are made by the students, the installations made by the students on the right hand side. These are some of the installations made by the students. This is a part of sofa. The right red color, which you can see, is a part of a sofa. This is waffle system which is used, and the human installations are made by measuring them their own anthropomorphy. And the left one corner side shows you the kinetic facades, a unit, a module which is designed by the students and how it is going to be operated. We always arrange study tours also and site visits also. These are some of the glimpses of Goa Mapusa slum redevelopment project, which we have undertook for the digital design studio. Along with site visits, we always encourage the students and we take them to the office visits who are practicing in the field of digital architecture or futuristic architecture, which is also called as parametric architecture. Few glimpses from the architect Gerald D. Chuna, where the students visited and they discussed with him the future of this subject as well as what he had done in this field and how he is succeeding into this field. Apart from that, there is another studio in Goa, that is SAV Architectural Studio. We visited there also and we have seen the products which are made by them, along with smart materials which are developed by that specific studio. Apart from theory classes, we always encourage the students to participate in the workshops, because workshops makes the students to understand each and every subjects in detail. The Perplex workshop was designed and collaborated with Perplex as a better workshop, and the design fabrication is made out of it, and the pictures of the workshop output, our final installations are something like this. The left hand side corner installation is a unit which is made up of plastic sheets. This is made up of gunny bags, and this is made up of rope. And the rope installation can stand on its own. The installations are made within 3 days. Each and every student participated into it. Parameters were considered, and everything was installed within the 3 days. You can see the pictures of how the installations were made, and the students are participating in each and every activity of this workshop. Apart from that, for UG courses also, we have conducted some of the workshops at several colleges in Karnataka, in Maharashtra, and in Madhya Pradesh also. These are some of the outputs related to those workshops, which is related to slicing and wafer system and parametric architecture, along with digital facades also. These are the facades which are developed by the students, and those are the design outputs are put up in these slides. Apart from that, guest lectures, lecture series we always conduct. which includes architect Rajesh Shinde from BIM consultant, from Helsinki, who is a part of consultant from Helsinki, Toyota, Finland. Dr. Ashwini Pete, who is a principal of MIT College of Architecture, Pune, also collaborated with us for her training the students in digital architecture. Ravi Patwardhan and Tejas Naik are renowned urban designers in Pune city who always visit to our department for guide the students in urban design projects. Renowned architects like Rajiv Raje comes to our department always to guide the students for professional digital training. Apart from that, we always arrange guest lectures like Nachiket Gujar, who is a product designer and industrial designer also. This all together developed students in such a way that they are taking interest and they have produced some of the better examples in product designing also, as well as academic work also, which you can see on the screen. These are some of the screenshots which are taken from the students' work, which gives you the glimpses of what kind of works they are doing. The left-hand side corner is Pune's old city development, which they have done. The right-hand side is the hostel block, which they have designed. Currently, Pune is undergoing with the metro work to secure the noise and noise pollution and the vibrations. What kind of measures they can take, these are shown through these students' academic work. Apart from academic work, we always provide the facility for the students' achievements at national level also and international level also. One of our student, Anurag Sapkota, had gathered award in B.N. Shirke PCRF Vidyarthi Award competition in 2017. At the same time, Alok Karadkar had achieved second prize in Kirloskar Vasundhara International Film Festival, which is called as a Ramnadi photo walk competition. So apart from academic work, we always encourage students to go for cultural activities also that develops their overall surrounding. Research is one of the best subject which you need to be progressive in this subject. We are encouraging the students to publish their papers in various conferences. Jairaj Ghadge had explored and presented the paper in exploration of bamboo as a construction material to adapt to parametric forms in National Conference on Research in Architecture, as well as architect Pushkar Jogaikar is another student who had published the paper in Neuroarchitecture, a relationship between neuroscience and architecture. This conference was national level conference was organized by Skills and Architectural on the subject of skills and architectural education, a new paradigm at Symbiosis School of Architecture. We always encourage the students to participate in the competitions also. The current screen shows you the current students of second year who were selected as first 10 among first 100 teams all over India. This competition was known as Anti-Kochi Urban Design Competition, which was organized by Kochi Corporation, and the students participated into their two projects. I will shortly let you know about the faculty who are currently working. I myself am Dr. Smita Suryavanshi, who is working as a head of department. I have done my PhD into inclusive design from IIT Roorkee. Apart from that, Anita Kavdekar madam, who is an associate professor, is currently pursuing her doctoral degrees from IIT Kharagpur. Ashwini Shitole, who is a researcher and smart material as an inventor, who is assistant professor at our department, who is alumni of our department. Architect Shruti Dange and architect Snehal Gade are the another faculty who are passed out from BNCA College of Pune, who have had their master's degree in digital architecture. For the surrounding development and the overall development of students, we have encouraged the faculties to come to our department who are from various different departments. Nikhil Shezwalkar is a geographer who is expert in GIS software. Vignesh Iyer is MURP, that is a urban planner, who is working as a chief architect on Solapur Smart City Development. Ravindra Apre is a computer science who is a researcher and working on artificial intelligence. His knowledge of artificial intelligence is going to be helping us into interactive design subject. Architect engineer Bhushan Gurande is a transportation and planner who is working on sea road development in Konkan area, which is a government project by Maharashtra government. Abhishek Boi is a sustainable architect, practicing architect, and who is having a strong research background. Apart from that, Priyanka Kulkarni is a landscape architect and who is working on large scale project. Participation of her in our academic field is helping us, the students, to think overall development of each and every subject in our field, that is computer applications. I welcome all of you to our department. I would like to say that for future practicing architects, those are among yourself only, necessary to learn future architecture, which is possible at our department. Come and join hands for better learning outcomes as well as giving you the better opportunity in future. I thank this platform and the webinar organizers for giving us an opportunity to showcase our department. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Different thing. What do you say? I don't know what to call it. Those beautifully made. It's so inspiring that there are courses which Indian students are unaware of. Thank you for enlightening.
Yes, it's up to you. Rashmi ma'am.
So I would like to thank Suryavanshi ma'am for helping us get to know more about this course. I hope people found it helpful. I hope students found it helpful. I wanted to add that we'll be having a Q&A session at the end where all our speakers will be coming online and will be having an interaction with you. You can ask any doubt that you have. So next up with us is architect Swati Sudhir. She is the head of department at the end. Ma'am, are you?
Yes, hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Am I
Multiple
audible?
screen sharing is allowed, so you can still go on and share your screen and you can participate.
Okay, I'll do that. Just give me 2 minutes.
Yes. Till then, an exciting thing after the session of Swati ma'am, we would be having session of architect Louis Gio, who is HOD from Wolverhampton University, UK. So it is nearby to Birmingham, and he is a scientist and environmental scientist, and he has worked with World Bank, he has worked with United Nations, he has worked with various countries and their governments for various causes. So we would be interacting with him also, and as he has committed that he would be also available in Q&A session afterwards. So stay tuned to learn more about international and global architectural exposures also afterwards.
Can you see my screen now?
We are just trying to understand right now.
Is it visible? I think you will have to stop screen sharing then. Yeah, is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you hear the sound?
Yes, yes, sir. This presentation is regarding landscape architecture.
That was quite a presentation. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. I'll just stop sharing.
Okay. Uh, ma'am, we would like you to
Just,
talk a few words.
yeah,
Yeah.
just a sec. I'll just give me 1 minute. Yeah. Uh, Good evening, friends. I'm Dr. Swati Sahasrabudhe. I'm a landscape architect and then landscape architect, and now a professor at DN College of Architecture for Women in Pune. This is Maharshi Karve Stree Shikshan Sanstha's umbrella, under which we have this postgraduate program in landscape architecture. So I think the film was quite self-explanatory about what the landscape architecture course is about. Right now, it's one of the leading professions in the world, where landscape architects are the team leaders for planning, for various large-scale projects, also at small scale to micro level to macro level. So there is a huge scope, and there's a very strong universal understanding about landscape architecture throughout the world. So it's a fraternity, it's a cult now, and you are known as a landscape architect anywhere across the world. So you have a certain kind of identity that the profession gives you or the course gives you, and I'm really happy that I can call myself as a landscape architect, and I belong to this very respected profession all across the world. I'm just running through these slides, but I don't have that much of time, but I'll stop at one slide. So it's a 4 semester full-time course, and it kind of expands your horizons after being architect. It allows you to be outdoors, under the sky, explore nature, look at nature from within and from outside. It will give you a lot of moments to be with our surroundings. It will give you moments of experiencing various types of landscapes, and it has got a lot of field centric activities. Unfortunately, during COVID, we are missing that, but definitely it's like being in the outdoors is a lot of fun during landscape architecture. You must have experienced that during architecture, and this is an extension of architecture in a certain way. It's like it's a built in the garden. So similarly, you can create your architecture within a garden or within nature. So this course gives you that understanding of environment, nature, systems, and so on. uh, I think I will just take your questions later, but basically it can lead you to research, outreach, and exploration, and this can build a very strong foundation to get into collaborative career with other disciplines like environmental designers, then ecologists, architects, interior designers. So there are many ways the profession can accommodate you, incorporate you, welcome you, because this course gives you a lot of skills which are very complementary to the core architecture and other disciplines. So it's a very you can fit in very seamlessly into various professions as a landscape architect. So I think basically I like about this course is it expands your horizon towards many directions. So this gives you that kind of a flexibility to settle in India or whether you settle abroad. The universal understanding is very important that this course gives you, and it basically gives you the identity. You can have your office as a landscape architect's office, so that identity is definitely there for the course. For details, I'm just projecting this poster. I have already conveyed that to the organizers. And I really thank the organizers to giving an opportunity for me as a landscape architect to, put forth my views about landscape. In addition to that, BNCA also offers two more postgraduate courses: ARCH in environmental architecture and ARC in digital architecture. So all the details are there on our website, and these are affiliated to University of Pune, approved by Council of Architecture, and approved by AICTE. So if you are eligible, you are clear in CET exam, as I think earlier speaker said. You are also eligible to avail GATE scholarship if you are a valid GATE scholar. So since our courses are approved by AICTE, if you can produce your valid GATE score card, you will be eligible to get the GATE scholarship if you study at BN College of Architecture, Pune. So that's a very good news for all of you in case you have cleared your GATE. And we also offer teaching assistantships like the way you have in foreign universities. So if you are interested to, follow your career or make your career into teaching or in research, it would be good to take up teaching assistantships at BNCA master's level. And just for further details, you can stay tuned to our Facebook, Insta handles, and also our website, which is www.bnca.ac.in, and we'll be happy to answer any of your queries. If you can approach us on WhatsApp or by mail. And I wish you all the best for
All
your
of the
post-graduation.
speakers' number would be available with us, and on the
Yes.
WhatsApp group we would be sending them all. Any
Yes.
queries from your side, we would be resolving it in the Q&A session. Along with
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
if we need to reroute them towards the institutions or the specialized courses or the faculties they need to get the guidance, we would be surely doing that, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for giving me for this time. And I think I'll end my short talk here. Thank you so much.
Yes. So kind of you, ma'am, to give us your time, and on such a short notice, you appeared here and give our session a value through your presentation. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank
ma'am,
you, ma'am.
for a wonderful clip that you showed. It was very, very nice, and it is so much. It is
Mike,
the
Mike, take Mike.
yes, yes. Okay, sir, thank you. Thank you, ma'am. I would like to give gratitude for giving such a wonderful presentation in such short notice. And thank you. We'll be taking questions for related to landscape in the Q&A session. So, moving on to our next lecture, will be meeting our international guest, architect Dr. Louis Dio. To introduce him, I'll be giving an introduction. Dr. Louis is an environmental scientist with over 20 years of professional experience creating renewable and energy efficient programs and deploying these in developing countries. Furthermore, he has designed a number of major energy efficient residential buildings. He was also heavily involved in the development of national energy.
Voice is not clear.
Okay.
Yes, please start. Yeah.
Okay. Should I start from the beginning?
No, no, no. Let's start from the start where we left off.
Actually, the voice is echoing.
Please,
Okay.
please go ahead.
Okay. So, as I was saying, Dr. Louis Kyo was also heavily involved in the development of national energy building codes for the Federal Republic of Nigeria, a UN habitat, and German Institute of German Institute Cooperation. He has been a part of European Union and Nigerian government funded initiative. Dr. Louis Kyo is a double graduate of the University of Sheffield and also a graduate of the University of Cambridge, Wolfson College. He obtained a postgraduate diploma in professional architecture from the University of Westminster, London. He worked under a number of EPSRC projects at the University of Sheffield on building integrated photoelectronic systems. He has lectured extensively internationally and also at the Leicester School of Architecture at De Montfort University, UK. Dr. Lewis has significant working experience in the UK AEC sector as a chartered architect and contract administrator. Throughout his career, he has sought to integrate building design with energy efficiency and affordability. He has worked as a consultant for a number of
Yes,
leading
good day all.
including the World Bank, United Nations, Children and Education, The German Institute Cooperation, that is GIZ, and USAID. Dr. Gyo is an ARB registered architect. He is a chartered member of Royal Incorporation of Architects in Scotland, that is RIAS, a member of Chartered Institute of Architectural Technologists, MCAT, and also a member of Chartered Institute of Builders, that is MCIOB. His two areas of research interest as building physics, that is building performance, and sustainability management and building information modeling, that is BIM. He's currently a principal lecturer and HOD at the University of Wolverhampton, Faculty of Science and Engineering, School of Architecture and Built Environment. We'll be starting off with his presentation.
Yes, good day all. My name is Dr. Louis Gio. I will be talking to you from the University of Wolverhampton in the United Kingdom. Yes, good day all. My name is Dr. Louis Gio. I will be talking to you from the University of Wolverhampton in the United Kingdom. I am the head of the Department of the Built Environment. I am an architect, chartered architect and academic, researcher as well. So I'll be talking to you about postgraduate qualifications in the UK, particularly in architecture and also related disciplines. So I'll talk to you essentially on 7 points. The first is what it means and why should you want to get a postgraduate qualification or indeed a PhD. Now, the postgraduate qualification is what we call here in the UK a level 7 qualification. Your undergraduate, we call your BSc is level 6. So if you go on to the postgraduate is level 7 and the PhD is level 8. So it's level 7 qualification as a master's and an MSc, MA, MArch are all level 7 qualifications. So if you go on to a PhD, it's level 8 qualifications. That's the international classification, and that's what you see in the UK. So why should you want to do a postgraduate qualification? Now, a postgraduate qualification could be a master's qualification that gives you the opportunity to specialize. So once you've done your normal part 1, part 2 architecture, which is your BSc or diploma in architecture, then you can go on to do a master's that gives opportunity to specialize. You may want to specialize in sustainability, you may want to specialize in BIM, you may want to specialize in heritage buildings, and so on. So there are various areas which you may want to specialize. And sometimes you may want to specialize in related or allied discipline like construction management and so on. So, right now in the UK, we also offer other qualifications for architects who are interested to be QSs, but you have an architectural degree. So we have a conversion degree where you can do a master's in digital QSing. So you can be a quantity survey but you need to be have a degree or a master in architecture. So there's quite a lot of opportunities. Sometimes, like myself, I'm sure most of you also got into architecture quite early. And by the time you graduate, you're maybe 26, 27, and you say, oh my goodness, I like also QS or project management. So you also get the opportunity to add that to your portfolio and to make you feel accomplished. So you're an architect, but also you are the QS now or the project manager or a BIM expert, what you would like to do now that you're more matured and you're aware of the various profession, you want to add this. So that gives the opportunity to do that. So that's one of the benefits to do a postgraduate qualification. Now, moving on from that, you may want to do a PhD. A PhD gives you the opportunity to specialize. So you can be a specialist in a particular field. I did my specialism in sustainability and energy. So for that, I can give an example of myself, then I can talk about others as well. For this, I have been and still is a consultant for the World Bank in this particular area of energy efficiency. And I have been involved with developing of energy standards in developing countries and other countries who haven't got standards. I've also been actively involved also in improving the energy sustainability standards here in the UK. So we originally have good ventilation, insulation, use of material and so on as the existing standards. But my research now is looking at improving sustainability from the design stage. Yeah, so once you're designing, you're thinking on the design stage how the building will be demolished. Yeah, so you have a demolition plan. As soon as you finish your plan, before you build the building, you have a demolition plan of how the building will be taken apart and what will happen to the components. So that at the end of the life cycle of the building, you're not wondering, oh, what are we going to do with this building? Yeah, so you already know what is going to happen to it. So that's taken to another level. So with a PhD, if you specialize in this sort of area, it gives you opportunity to participate as a consultant to either the World Bank or different companies and so on, and even a consultant on a project-by-project basis. So this is what this does. It also gives you the opportunity to specialize in research methods. So you can also help if you're in academia, like some of you are or may want to be, to help to supervise students who wish to do a PhD. And if you do a PhD is actually a skill. It teaches you a skill, you become like an academic detective, yeah? So it's like if you go to the police, you want to be a detective, they train you on techniques of being a detective. So whenever a case comes in, you apply the technique you learned from the police college. Same in academia, if you do a PhD, if you're going to do a PhD, you become an academic detective. Improve their sustainability. And I said, oh, you're Dr. So-and-so. The government of India is putting you, has set up a committee and you're in charge and they want you to investigate this and write a report for the government on how to move this forward. Yeah, it doesn't need to be on your topic of a PhD, but you've got the training to do a research as an academic detective. So you employ that template and you're able to bring results and so on. So that is one of the advantages of postgraduate qualifications. So what have I said? You can contribute in academia, you can contribute on a project-by-project basis, where you have a project that requires certain specialisms, yeah, so you can be a consultant on that particular project. Then you can be a consultant to the governments, the World Bank, the UN, and so on, in certain areas in your area, yeah? So that is one of the advantages. So the question now is, second question is, how do I choose? How do I know what area to do a PhD, yeah? Or to do a postgraduate qualification? So to choose, my advice is there are two areas. One is where the demand is, yeah? What does the society want me to do? Like now, if you hear BEAM, BEAM, BEAM all the time, yeah? So there's a demand for specialism in BEAM. BEAM is reigning, BEAM is the fashion, yeah? So if you get on the BEAM train, you're gonna go places, yeah? So that's one way to choose. The second way to choose is your passion, yeah? What do I have a passion for? Yeah, if I have a passion for something, then I'm able to separate myself from other people because I enjoy it. Yeah, so you're able to excel because you've got a passion. Yeah, so you either choose somewhere there is a demand or choose somewhere you have a passion. So the advice of a choice will differ from person to person, depending on the passion and depending on the demand. So this is my advice. So if you want to do a PhD, particularly if you want to do it in the UK, you go into the UK and you can Google the UK universities, www.ac.uk, and we have about 143 universities. And if you just Google the subject, you see the subject, and they're very, very good and a wide range of choices to choose from. Okay. And also, if you have a PhD or postgraduate qualification, particularly in the West, in the UK, America, or Canada, Australia, then for some whatever reason, I'm not suggesting that we're better than other places, but you tend to have like an international appeal. You can teach in the Middle East, you can be consultant anywhere, and people seem to have more confidence in you internationally. Yeah, and then you can be registered at the RIBA or AIA and so on. So yeah, so that is quite a good for an individual. That is quite good. Yeah. Okay. So then. What are the benefits of having a PG, postgraduate certificate, and a PhD? Okay, a PhD is a postgraduate qualification, but not all postgraduate qualifications are PhDs, yeah? All PhDs are postgraduate qualifications, but not all postgraduate qualifications are PhDs. So you have a diploma, postgraduate certificate, postgraduate diploma, master's, MA, MSc, all are postgraduate, but they're not all PhDs, yeah? So so again, you can, like in architecture, we do part 1, part 2. So the part 1, which is the first degree, then you have the master, which is the part 2. So, you do that to be, it's a professional qualification. Yeah, so that's architectural qualification. To be a fully qualified registered architect, you probably have to study for 5 or 6 years. The first part is the first degree. Second part is a diploma. Some countries do it all together. Some break it into 2. So, and so on and so forth. But then beyond that, you can specialize either in BEAM, you could specialize in sustainability, you could specialize in lean construction, construction management, and so on. Some people can even specialize in architectural history. Some do that, yeah. So, and so on and so forth. So that's, yeah. So, so I've talked about postgraduate qualifications. I've talked about the benefits, specialist witness. You can also be a specialist witness. You know specialist witnesses? Specialist witness, that is when there is a situation arbitration in court, yeah? So there's a dispute between the big contractor and a client, okay? Maybe in the area of maybe BEAM or something. Then they're an expert in your area. So the two courts, and then the judge will ask the specialist in this area to make what is your expert opinion on this situation. So the courts use expert opinion. So if you have a PhD or you're an expert in this area, you'll be qualified to be a specialist witness. Expert witness is called. Expert witness in court. Okay? So that's some of the benefits. So the curriculum of the subjects, each subject has its curriculum. For the master's or postgraduate, usually you have a taught course, and is usually 180 credits. That is, you must do course units up to 180 credits, and then including a dissertation. So if you did 60 credits, you get a postgraduate certificate. If you do credits, you get a postgraduate diploma. If you do another 60 credits to make it 180, you get a master's. Yeah. So all the courses are laid that way. So they have, you have this course units, this course unit, this course. They're usually 6. First 2 course units will give you 60 credits. Yeah. Postgraduate certificate. Second 2 course units will give you another 60 credits, postgraduate diploma. Second 2 course units, again, which includes your dissertation, will give you another 60 credit. Then you have a MSc or MA. That's how they run it, most programs here. So that's the structure of it, okay? So you can stop at any stage and continue afterwards, or you could do all, you could do just anyone, the way you want to do it. So that's how the curriculum is done. So you could do it full-time or part-time, but usually in the UK here, the part-time is only open to either online courses or home students. That's those, So for full-time, but that is not because the institutions, the universities want that. There's a regulation of the immigration, yeah? So we have to, if you want to come to do full, we don't mind. But the visa office will only give a visa for a full-time student to stay, yeah? So you want to do part-time, probably do it online, yeah? But then, yeah, so we're bounded by that. So I've already discussed about the career prospects, what you can do. So I kind of mix it all together. So I've already told you about the various careers in academia, in practice, a specialist, consultant, and so on. Types of projects you can work on. You can work on public sector projects. The government could call you to help develop and set up standards or improve certain standards. You can be on a committee. You can work at the university. You can work at a research center. You can research for multilateral organizations like the World Bank, UNICEF, DFID, USAID, and so many other similar organizations. And then the salaries, for my experience, if you work for the UN or the $500-600 a day, for that sort of $600 a day, depending on your level of experience. I think the minimum is about $500 a day. Some people get up to $1,000 a day, yeah, depending on the level of you're operating on. Yeah. So that's the salaries, and these are salaries and opportunities. So any questions?
Yes,
Okay, so I think it's probably exhausted
PhD, as in you are doing your PhD fellowship. So
my time.
yeah, can you give the insights of like what is next after PhD? Having your first PhD, what to do? Because I'm doing my PhD, I will be finishing it in 2 years. But what to do after that?
Right. Okay. When you do your PhD, after that, I'll encourage you to. It depends on what you want to do. First of all, you can get involved in the best thing you can get involved in teaching, or no, you don't have to. If it depends on what you want to do, you can do part-time teaching, but I think your experience really will come with helping postgraduate students. There are a lot of postgraduate students struggle a lot with the writing dissertations and the research methods. Is quite different from the undergraduate where there's all write a report, you open different books on the internet, you cut and paste and write this. The original, yeah? So you have to identify a problem, yeah?
Yes, we're getting you, yeah.
And a particular field, identify what a problem is, there's a gap in the knowledge, and once you identify a gap in the knowledge, then you come with the research tools, the method. You find out, you identify what's the problem with the furniture. Then you know, oh, do I need a hammer? Do I need a saw? Do I need some nails or some gum? Yeah? So you have to identify the problem first, then you know what tools to use to solve the problem. What's the problem? So depending on the problem, you match each tool, right? Tools to solve this problem. So everybody can follow and understand. And so, well, there is a disconnect between the nature of the problem and your methodology. Yeah? So there needs to be an alignment between the nature of the problem you have identified and the methodology. So you with a PhD will be able to understand this because you've gone through this, and you'll be able to help the students doing their masters and the PhD as well. And with a PhD, a lot of jobs for the because you can be still what you're doing if you're in practice or you're in academia, you could still do a lot of work for the UN and regional organizations, and as I said, they pay very well and it looks nice on the CV. Yeah.
And how to enter UN? How to approach UN? That is a big question. That how to approach this guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. First of all, how to approach them? Number one is you must be active in whatever you're doing. So if you're doing a PhD, you must be active. Yeah. What do I mean by active? You write a paper, you attend a conference. They come to those conferences and they read the papers of those who are writing. Okay. So maybe you are looking at. I'm working with somebody now as one of my new staff. She's just coming from India. She's a specialist in urbanization and smart cities, and I'm giving a presentation in this topic to the International Union of Architects about urbanization of smart cities in India. Yeah, so I'm giving this talk on the 5th of October, and I'm working with her. She only just arrived. She's just finished her quarantine yesterday, and because of this, immediately she becomes visible to us. Yeah, she has a PhD from England, from Birmingham. And her name is Kumali Rini. Yeah, that's her name, Kumali. Yeah? Komali, then Rini. That's RINI or something like that. Kumali, yeah. So she's because of her PhD here, she was visible. She was able to. She went to India and immediately she got a job as a senior lecturer in Australia. And after Australia, immediately she got a job in the UK again. Yeah, you know what I mean? So you can see her PhD has really set her apart and is taking her places. Yeah, she came from India. I think she did a first degree in architecture in India. For studying architecture in India, she came to England, to Birmingham, did a PhD. And after PhD, she went back to India. Immediately, she got a job in Australia. Yeah, and the University of Melbourne. And after that, immediately she got another job here at the University of Wolverhampton. She's here with us. Okay.
So is it possible that
she's here? She's not 1 week. I'm inviting her to get a. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, she got a PhD from Birmingham. So that is a good sign.
Yeah.
What if,
yeah. It doesn't matter.
A PhD from India.
will they be like welcomed in UK, Middle East, Australia?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it doesn't matter where you get a PhD, but it matters. You put yourself out there. People, you make yourself visible. Yeah, that's what is important. Like now, she's not here 1 week. I'm already getting her to make a presentation to the Union of International Union of Architects. So they're going to see her work. Yeah, nobody's asking me where did she get her PhD. Who has done this? Yeah, like you see. A nice presentation. Who has done this? I'm talking to you. You enjoy my presentation. You don't know where I got my PhD. Yeah, I got it from the UK, but you don't know. Nobody really. So once you put a good presentation, nobody cares where you got a PhD. Yeah, it's what can you offer.
That is much
okay. If I got a PhD from England, if I got a PhD from the UK and I can't deliver, I can't deliver. It doesn't matter where you get a PhD.
As simple as that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask one question. Like, I'm just curious. Like, people do research based. Like, people get grants and do research. I've seen it for physicists and all. How much is it valid for architecture when they're doing research, grant-based research from the government, something like that?
Yes, if you Google www.ac.uk. www.jobs. Yeah, so it is normally jobs in academia where you have funding. Yeah, where you have money funding for PhDs and postgraduate qualification PhDs. I'm sad to say because life is relatively very easy in the UK. Most of our children don't want to study to that level. Yeah, they're happy after BSc, they feel they've achieved a lot. So we have a lot of vacancies and a lot of opportunities here because our children don't want to study hard like we did. Yeah, so they don't want to do PhDs. So you can see this year alone, I'm having to import lecturers from Hong Kong, from India, from Australia, yeah, because my people here don't want to do it. Those who can do it, they're getting good jobs. They don't want to teach anyway. Yeah, I'm not saying they're not. They are, but they're getting good jobs, getting maybe twice what I get paid. So why should they come? Why should they come to do a PhD when with a BSc you can get a job that's paid 3 times what I'm paid? So there's not the incentive. So for those who are interested to do a PhD and to do the hard work, you know, but the young generation, they want to go into computing, you do a little bit and you get so much money, yeah? But the real hard work of researching, they're not so much interested. Yeah.
We would like to know a little bit about your journey. How, what were the challenges that you faced in your master's and then in your PhD, which could help the students? How you like kept going on without,
right.
Yeah, that because sometimes you lose that motivation in life because
yes.
sometimes it doesn't work out or something like that. Hardships are there. So
yes.
what would you say for students like that?
Yes. Yes. After my first degree, when I started working as an architect in the 90s, it was quite tough then. It was a big global recession, so it was quite tough. I was working part-time, then I was teaching part-time in a college, like a polytechnic. We call it colleges here. So I then applied to do a PhD. Well, I didn't have the money at the time, so I did apply to do a PhD, and I couldn't get funding for it directly. So what I did, but what was happening at the time then was when CAD was coming in and the internet, some people watching this may be too young to know. In 94, 95, there was nothing like that. We're just coming in. So that was in the University of Sheffield, and they put the internet. We all come around to have a look. Yeah. So then, and the architects. That's when AutoCAD first came, where you had on Windows. Before. Initially, when I started, was on DOS, and they were digitizing tablets. There was no mouse at that time. There was nothing like a mouse. So we used the keyboard, the arrow keys, and the the F4, F5, and so on. So it's quite old-fashioned. So when the card came in, there was a new course in the University of Sheffield to do a master's, like a postgrad, what I'm encouraging the people to do now. So I wanted to specialize in sustainability. Sustainability was new in 95, 96, was very new. Computer-aided design using computers in the office is also very new. So there was this master's course that offered the opportunity to do two. Yeah? Yeah. So I went there and I did both these courses. And in the UK here, I was able to get what they call a careers development loan because there was a recession, so there was some money for us to retrain. But I only trained you for 1 year. Yeah. So I did this course as a 1 year course. So once I got into this course, then there was a funding available from the website I gave you. So then sustainability, they had just finished the Rio conference in 92. So by 95, there was a lot of scholarships for doing PhDs in this area to make a research and so on. So I got the opportunity, there was research, then I immediately got a job. Yeah, so I was not a member of staff from a student, I became a member of staff, I had an office, and I did the research for 3 years. And once I finished the research for 3 years, there was another opportunity with one of the companies I was involved with for installation of solar systems, solar energy systems, and so on in developing countries. And then I did my first job for the UN. We did some training, and from there, never looked back. Yeah, so from there, I did more studies on energy efficiency in building. So I mixed that with solar energy. So you don't make the building very efficient, and you use solar energy renewable as to supplement. Yeah, so not a replacement, but you have to be very efficient first. Then it makes sense to use renewable energy because then the renewable energy will supply a reasonable percentage of the energy requirements of the building. Yeah, do you get it? You get the meaning of what I'm meaning? Because if you don't have an efficient building, so you use renewable energy is maybe supplying maybe 5%. But if your building is very efficient, then your building needs little energy. So if you put solar, the solar supplies a big percentage of the energy of the building. So it makes economic sense. Anyway, so that's the way I went. And from there, I got a call from Washington that, yes, somebody referred you worked on this project. Can you do this for us? That's a World Bank project. It's a World Bank, yes. So I did that World Bank project. And that was a very, very lucrative project. It was paid about £500 a day. And I worked for about 30 days, the first part. And, so within 4 months or, I was able to earn £40,000, £50,000. It was unbelievable, yes. So yes, more money than I ever earned in a long time, yeah. So anyway, so that's how that went. So right now, I'm also doing a project for the GIZ. Yeah, so the GIZ is the same as DF or USAID, but the German one. So I'm doing one for them now. And to be honest, right now, it's usually word of mouth. Once you get in there, they know each other. They will say, do you know somebody? And they'll give you a call. Yeah. Yeah. And particularly, like you are from India, and it's a developing country, they want to encourage us because what used to happen in the past is though you provide all the experts from London, America, and Australia, but now they're not doing that anymore. They'll bring 1, 2 from America or London, and they want to use the local people there because they found out that has been more successful from their experience than bringing everybody from outside. Because you would tell them, no, this is the context in India. You can't do this. This is not with our culture. If you do this, the people won't like it. They're not going to do it.
Yeah. So it should be in sync with the culture and tradition of the...
Yeah. Because if you bring a thing in a particular way, the people will not do it, and it will fail.
Yeah. So quickly, can you guide us like which research paper organizations we should opt for to give our research papers?
Yes, we have journals called journals which are called Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. So the Q journals, Q1 to Q4, yeah? Q1 to Q4. So you just Google Q1 to Q4 journals, it will now list them down. So try to put your publication in Q1 to Q4 journals. Q1 is the very best, Q4 is, but these are all acceptable, yeah? Q1 are really top journals, very difficult to get in there. But if you say, well, I publish in Q1, Q2, Q3, or Q4 journal, it tells the quality immediately. Yeah.
Okay, so that would be like an impact factor of how much?
Impact factor. That's right. That's a massive impact factor. It's all there. If you go on the exactly. You get the point. So those Q1 to Q4 have maximum impact. Yeah, they have the highest impact. The Q journals.
Okay. So that means they would be like somewhere around 4 to 5 impact factor.
Exactly.
That is like scientist level research.
Yes, exactly. So the Q journals have the highest impact factor in publication. Yeah. So if you go there, you aim for that one. But if you don't get through that one, you could use those ones that are quite high, so you get to practice and so on. And then maybe the first time, don't expect to get a Q1 publication, but maybe you get 1 or 2, and eventually you get in the Q journals.
Great.
And of course, I advise you read the Q journals, because it's not magic. It's written by human beings, not by machine. Yeah. So you can read and see how it is, and you get used to it, and you'll be all right.
Yeah, sure. Quite sure. Yeah. We'll do that, yeah. Your journey was quite really inspiring for us, and I hope all of us are right now content, and whosoever listens to it, whenever we tripwire it on YouTube or any other social media platform, they are going to get quite a lot of motivation and clarity through your conversations and lectures, and hopefully they get inspired to work globally, and also. Yeah, and if I can say that you work for developed countries also, and you work for underdeveloped countries also, you work for developing countries also. Like you are a superhuman to be everywhere, all around the globe. That's a really good quality. What we as juniors should take from you. Definitely.
Okay. Thank you very much. But you have done the same, because I met you before. You came to my office, and you came here in the UK, and you traveled around many universities, and that's just the way to do it. You know, I can remember you came around, so that's a good. And oh, by the way, one more thing. Yeah. If you have a PhD, you can also work with a lot of universities abroad, foreign universities, where we have what is called a split PhD. I didn't explain that. You can have a PhD from a British university or American or Australian, but I speak for Britain, that's where I am, where you can have our PhDs but still be in India. Yeah, so we admit you in our university, we will supervise you here, you will be in India to do the study, yeah, and then we'll give you a local supervisor, that is somebody like yourself who has a PhD, you'll be there to give advice. The main supervisors here, so we do it together. And when they qualify from India, their certificate will carry our name. It will not say you were in India, so you have exactly the same certificate as I have, yeah, with a UK qualification certificate. So you can do, it's called a split PhD, and it's cheaper because you know the fees is much lower, and also you don't have to pay the accommodation cost. You don't have to leave your job. You know, you just carry on doing what you're doing. So that is a very good option. So if you have a split PhD, that's what it means, yeah. And in fact, some split PhDs give you the opportunity to come here once a year, yeah. You come to the UK once a year for a week, and you meet your colleagues, and you make a presentation, and then you can go back. So if it's a 3-year, you come here once a year for a week, you know, if you want to do that. But the final presentation, you will do it here, that defense. So which is quite good, actually. And the fees is not much, and you get the best of both worlds. So split PhD, yeah.
So it's I'm doing a PhD right now. It's like halfway I have traveled. So I need to complete my PhD and then opt for this kind of PhD courses. You mean to say?
You can do that. And also, in fact, for your situation, we also have a situation for those who are doing it like yourself. If you want to join us at any time, there is a provision. You can do that. You can come and be with us here for a semester, 3 months, 12 weeks, maximum of 24 weeks. You can be with us here and study with us in the research method, see what we're doing, and be with people doing the same thing as you are, another expert, so you can learn. So there is a provision for that.
Oh, great. And that's a very interesting way to learn. I will be surely taking it up in my mind and try to achieve whatever you are told right now, and try to follow up for the same things. Yeah, sure. I'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now it's up to her right now to conclude the session.
Thank you so much. I think the students are going to get a lot of insight on how they can proceed with the master's degree, especially the global scenario now, what we are facing after this pandemic or something. The people have so much of negativity going on. After ULP, I'm sure they'll be encouraged and they'll be applying for masters, doing it, and hopefully for PhD as well, so they can start out and work for world organizations like UN. We have the UN and everything, like big institutes.
World Bank, UN,
World Bank.
Nigerian government.
The thing is that we don't know that architects can go beyond this, like our practice, like working with UN or a global organization is a big deal. And unless someone tells you that, okay, that is a possibility for you, it is something that opens up a new hope, or
absolutely, absolutely. And also we also have, for the postgraduate, we also have online master's courses where you can be in India and study from Wolverhampton, get a Wolverhampton qualification, and it's exactly the same as somebody who was here. We have one in my university. We have off-site manufacturing. That's off-site manufacturing, construction, prefabricated buildings and so on. So we also got in BIM, building information modeling. We have an online. Then we also have a construction management. We have online. We've got project management online. So if you study that, you will be exactly the same certificate, and it will not say you were in India when you're studying it as online. It will say exactly the same as if you were here, because you study with us. But it will be like a webinar as I'm talking to you. So you'll be talking to your lecturer, he puts the slides on, you can see the lecturer, you can ask questions. So it's exactly the same, it's just it's digital, So we do that, and then we record the sessions. So in case you want to play it back, and we give you assignments and, have tutorials, and then we give you the same qualification with no discrimination on the mode of study.
Sure.
And this has become more so popular with the pandemic, where a lot of masters courses are rolling them out.
Okay. The masters over there is of 1 year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, the masters is 1 year. Some 1 year, some 18 months.
So
but most of 1 year, 1 calendar year. January to January.
Over here in India, I guess Council of Architecture, the highest authority who governs the architectural norms, rules, and regulations, they recommend that they need a 2 year master's. Unfortunately, I don't know, but
I think there is a master of architecture that is 2 years. That is the same anywhere in the world. It's not 1 year.
Okay.
But the master of architecture is a professional master's. It's not the same as masters in BIM or offsite manufacturing. No, master of architecture is professional and is governed by the PSRB. That's Professional Regulation Standard Board. So your professional body, or Institute of Architects India, Institute of Architects Britain, they control that. It's not the university, so they control that. So it has to be 2 years anywhere in the world. There's nowhere in the world you do it 1 year, nowhere.
Okay.
So that's different. But the one I'm talking about is a specialism, where you specialize after that. You want to go special. But this is a normal architecture. There's nothing special about it. The masters, it's nothing special. It's normal. Finish first degree, 2 years masters. It's nothing special.
You have to make it special, rather.
Well, it's special, but what I'm saying is that it is normal. All architects do it. But not all architects study BIM, not all architects study sustainability. That is an additional specialism. But if you're going to be a fully qualified architect, you must do part 1, which is first degree, part 2, which is master's, 2 years anywhere in the world.
2 years. Definitely.
That's the international standard. There's no getting away from it.
Because a lot of our students also went over there and did 1 year MA in urban design, MA in something. So that is a kind.
Yes. But if you do that, you cannot be registered as an architect that has part 2. You can't be registered here or in Africa or in Australia or America. No. So they can say Master of Architecture. They will say, is it a part 2 qualification? So if you are not sure, ask, is it a part 2 qualification? If it is a part 2 qualification, then the professional bodies in the world is recognized by the International Union of Architects as a part 2 qualification. But if it is a Master of Architecture and BIM or a Master of Architecture and Structure, then it's not, you can say, is it a Part 2 qualification? No. So don't worry about the name. Ask, is it a Part 2 architectural qualification? Yeah, that means, is it accepted by the professional body? If they say no, then you understand where you're standing. Because don't worry about the name. People give all sorts of names they like. Don't worry about that. Just ask, is it Part 2 qualified? Yeah?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. We'll surely take care of that.
You know, some countries they could say BA architecture, some say MSc architecture, some say BTech architecture, all this. Don't worry about the name. Is it Part 1 qualified? Yes, then you know what you're doing, what you're getting. You know, this is first to get proper architecture. Yeah? Then you will do a master, some call it PG Deep, some call it MSc, some call it MA, some all sorts of names. Don't worry about the names. Say, is it Part 2 qualified? Yes, you do it. No, then you know what you're getting.
Oh, great, great. It's a new learning. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We'll take care of it, definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, I think I've exceeded my time, perhaps.
But it was worthy. It was worthy. And it
Okay, thank you.
really qualitative time what you have spent with us. Yeah, definitely.
All right, thanks so much. And yeah, thanks for listening.
Thank you for coming with us on board on this mission of ours to incorporate students more and more towards masters and PhD level study. Thank you so much, sir. And
thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you. Thanks all. Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah.
Wow, whole lot of new energy, international energy coming into the room. Yeah, great. It's always good to hear our inspirers, mentors, friends, and all that stuff. I would always suggest my students that keep a good company, and you would be just connecting with such kind of people. I had one connection and just explored different connections over there. So it's always recommended be in a good company. You would always be somewhere in a good place then. Yes, Rashmi, you wanted to tell? Yeah.
Yes, sir. I want to say a big thank you to Dr. Louis Gill for his efforts towards this session. It was such a brief information on the global scenario and never-ending opportunities and possibilities for architects beyond graduation. Thank you, sir. Further, we'll be taking a 2 minutes break and we'll be joining back so that our juries and not juries, our guest will join in to answer the mind-boggling question and answer session. So guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a jiffy.
Yes, yes. Am I audible over there? I don't know why it's showing mute over here. Okay, it's your even thing. Okay. So we have a news that Luis sir is also joining in the meeting room right now. He's in the process. Till then, I'll just quickly take you to the tour of our academy and what all activities we are trying to do and how are we progressing through our academia. Okay, I need to go into the Google Chrome. Okay. Okay, I think architect Louis Cleo is here. I'll just take a few minutes of you guys before starting the Q&A session. I'm just taking you through the tour of our academy, what all things we are doing and what all performances we have done until now. And Shilpa-Sagar was a architectural firm which was established in 1974. And then we have explored it in various manner and various domains as architecture, education, along with architecture, interior designing firm and other construction firm and other areas also. So architectural design firm, school, architectural, what do you say, architectural academy is what we are right now understanding the things about it. So we have done a lot of international and national webinars until now. This year itself, COVID has blessed us with this feeling of going international. Previously, we have worked with international universities who were based in India and they have also their bases in different countries. So different things going on, different activities going on. We have tried to cover the spectrum of all the design courses, mainly focusing on architecture, not only UG but PG and PhD level entrance exam coaching. We have all set an app learning process right now. We have an app in which classroom kind of atmosphere is given to the students, in which they understand about like what courses and which courses and whatever test material assignments, a lot of other activities are going on the app section. So these people are again given uh, strategy sheets afterwards by going through their mock-up tests, and there are different kind of pedagogy styles what we adopt. We myself was I was on the board of studies of state government, which allowed me to visit UK and understand their pedagogy of 5-6 universities along with Professor Lewis University, what I visited over there. So I am trying to incorporate all that styles and all that things whatever we have earned and learned from different countries, different colleges throughout India also. So if you want to download our app, you can just log in over here and you can see here, click download for the download app and student and parent login. We are not only UK, we had not only UK interaction, but we had some faculties from USA also. We had some interviews to Australia also. We are quite trying to go through the globe until now, and with our various spectrums of design courses again. Our students have also performed well through the NATA exams. Our topmost student was like 167 out of 200, and we have consistency in that. This year also we have touched 166 out of 200, and 167 was overwhelming score, which was like first or second or third student throughout India out of 30,000 students. So strategically, we are trying to repeat ourselves every year. This year we have reached 166. Again, next year we would be reaching. So this is entrance exam thing. What we are trying to excel in this thing. And not only UG, we are trying to prove ourselves now into the PG section and PhD section also. As I have also given my PhD exams and I have cracked it not only at one place, but I have cracked it at different cities. Although there were some circumstances of reserved category, open category, and I couldn't make it over there, still I was fourth ranker over there. But things are there that we are quite acquainted with the knowledge of whatever we are trying to teach right now. We have this testimonials of parents and students, how they experience. We have bases in Pune, Mumbai, Navi Mumbai. So a lot of students went on various different colleges and universities throughout Maharashtra, India right now. So you can find out some blogs which would be quite helpful for you guys if you are going for PG, GATE, MAH, CED, MHCET and SEED exams. There is one more popular blog by Nikita, architect Nikita, looking up to be an architecture. People call you architecture, but it's not like that. It's architect. So you will reveal all this fun over there and different things over there. We are not only academy which is only into teaching, coaching, but we have published our books. We have published our Nata books, seed books, different books. We have come with our publications with our Vijayalakshmi Charitable Trust, which is our NGO, which we again do different activities through that also as our corporate social responsibility. Along with that, I would try to introduce you to the founders and the director. This is me, and along with that, she's my wife, who is the director of the firm, Shilpa-Sagar Academy. And we have a team. There, we always work in team. There are various people who are guiding us, mentoring us all the time. There is a senior architect Mohan Vinikam from Pune who mentors us and coordinates us throughout Maharashtra right now, Maharashtra, Kolkata, Goa. And we are right now having various students from various places of India. People who are here, who are teaching in different colleges in architecture at different places from Pune, Mumbai, and Kolhapur. As I was also teaching in different universities, 4 different universities through Maharashtra. The friends and colleagues from there have joined us and helped us out to take over that centers and all that stuff. So we have a mixed culture of senior teachers also who are coordinating and curating the courses and helping us to write the books. Here we can see Kedar Shinde sir, JJ, art teacher, who has compiled into the drawing book, and along with that IIT past Samida Gunjal and different Praganda Kulkarni. She has just cracked her grade, just last year had cracked her entrance exam in GATE, and now she is on the Nagpur town planning position as an assistant architect or town planner over there. We have various people from various places. Architect Viren Lakmani has done his masters from UK. Viraj Matre is doing his masters from Australia. Aditya Mishra is a versatile person, and he is our research head in contributing to our books. Architect Gauri Abhimanyu Sorge she was also a town planner over here in government. Pratik Deshmukh, he owns a firm which has almost 50 architects, and he coordinates for Pune region. Within it, there are people who are content writers. There are various people. Right now, we have just listed few of them. There are various teachers, friends, community from architecture and intellectuals and researchers. Right now, I think architect Louis has also entered the room. Architect Louis, you're welcome to the room. We are just going through a quick tour of our website. So the courses, I'll just try to wind it up very quickly. So the different courses and the details of their eligibility criteria and all that stuff, you could find it over here. And the brochures, whatever are there right now, recently published. And in the gallery, you would see our recent activities, different centers and all that stuff, and different videos which have been tipwiled onto the YouTube. And you'll see different events going on throughout Maharashtra and India, and globally also. We have come up with our international events. We have come up with awards, functions through our events also. Last time we have given an award for sustainable architecture to famous internationally renowned architect, architect Shirish Berry. Along with that, we have also given award to artists like Chandrakant Joshi, who was a producer director of one of the movies. His son is also actively participating in movies and right now. And along with that, architect Prashant Deshmukh, we have also given him a lifetime achievement award. These people are huge. Actually, these people are huge. We won't be able to give an award unless until they accept it. But the thing comes over here only that we have been favored by such a mentors that we pass it towards our students. So that is the main theme with us right now. We have good friends, we have good mentors, we have good teachers who are always helping us out to teach our students, and our students are excelling in it. We have worked with different international universities right now. Vishwaniketan Institute Design, who has his fourth year in UK, and they give Tista University degree. Amity University, who has basis 9 universities in India, 12 universities in abroad, right from different countries like London, UK, London, Paris, New York, Singapore, Dubai, and rest of the world. Sanjay Godavat International School, we had been teaching over here for 2 years, and we have been taking batches for this their international school over there itself as an academy, and coaching at their place itself for their students. Last time, Professor Richard from Angelia Ruskin had also participated in one of our events. Today's University of Wolverhampton, United Kingdom's special speaker, Professor Lewis, has also participated in today's webinar itself. We had EVS USA and other people throughout India, also nationally from Mumbai, Pune, MIT, Pillai, HO. We have worked with all of these universities throughout Maharashtra also, and the publication houses. The publication houses like Satya Prakashan, who has quite a good grasp in competitive entrance exam. They support us in our entrance exam coaching also. They had also participated in our Navi Mumbai Glomax small event over there. So along with that, we are an architecture firm and an NGO called Vijay Lakshmi Charitable Trust. So we are starting with our admissions for this GATE entrance exam 2021. And the students have already enrolled, and students who have texted us today itself, we would be taking the inquiries tomorrow onwards. And we would be beginning from next Saturday, Sunday. So it would be a Saturday, Sunday batch. For more details, we would be giving you one-to-one call tomorrow itself. So whosoever are interested, if they want to grab a special offer, they have to download the app today itself, and we will be getting the details on that on the app, that you downloaded the app within these 2 days, so that we can give you the special placement for the GATE entrance exam coaching batch. And we are taking only 20 students per batch. We don't want to lose control over the batch also. So this is what inspires us to teach people, and our friends and colleagues are always helping us out to achieve the same. I think Rashmi now you can guide us out.
Thank you so much. I want to thank everyone, and I cannot thank everyone enough for their involvement and their willingness to take on this till the completion of our task, which is reaching you all. So that was quite a session for today, and we would like to start with Q&A session. So we have Dr. Louis Flo, architect Omkar Kulkarni sir, Dr. Lakshmi Rao, and many of our mentors online. I'll be notifying as they are online. So if anyone has a question, please raise your hand. So we'll be taking one by one. The questions will be taking one by one. So just you can write down your question, or you can come on the video chat as well. This is your opportunity.
Yes, people, you can just throw in your questions, and we are ready for you guys to answer. I think there were a few questions which were put into chat section, but it would be quite exciting if you can spell it out, if you can read it out yourself. Please unmute yourself and just ask, shoot the questions towards us.
One by one.
And please let us know whom you are addressing it.
Hello, sir. Hi, this is
Hi.
Shruti.
Yeah, Shruti, tell us. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to ask architect Swati ma'am regarding landscape architecture. Apart from BNCA, which other institutes provide masters in landscape architecture in and out of Maharashtra, as well as the criteria for admission of those institutes? I mean, which exams do they consider for the admission process? And second, my doubt is, do these institutes consider any work experience after the graduation before you opt for masters?
Okay, Swati ma'am, we would like you to hear.
Yeah, it's a very good question. Shruti, no, who asked it? Shruti, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, so Shruti, actually, there are right now, if you have heard of Indian Society of Landscape Architects,
Yeah.
so there are 9 institutes in India who are recognized by Indian Society of Landscape Architects who provide master's degree in landscape architecture in India. All the courses are 2 years full-time courses. And actually in Maharashtra, there are currently 4 institutes who, if you can log on to Indian Society of Landscape Architects website, you will get the list of those institutes and the contact details of those. Actually, I am on the education board. I'm the convener of Indian Society of Landscape Architecture Education Board. So all these institutes are good, and they are spread across India. And there are a couple of them which are coming up this year. But I would say if you want to take the admission this year, then it's better to choose an institute which is established and at least running a course for say minimum 6 to 8 years, so that it's a seasoned course and the faculty is in place, and all the systems are in place. So go for a course. Don't go for a course which is just started. That is my suggestion to you. And for Maharashtra, as I think Rao ma'am explained, all master's courses in Maharashtra, the eligibility criteria is clearing the common entrance test, that is CET score, is compulsory for the Maharashtra master's courses. And if you go for SPAs spread across India, then they have their own interview system. They also run, like CEPT also runs its own, Ahmedabad runs its own entrance exam. So if you want to apply outside Maharashtra, outside India, so it's better to check with that particular institute and the present year's admission process. Like CEPT also runs group discussions. They also ask your portfolio. Then, as you said, your second question was, I think, have I answered the first question?
Yeah, ma'am. First question has been answered.
Okay.
My
Then
second
second,
question was, do they consider any
consider
work?
experience, yes.
Huh.
So definitely wherever you go in terms of like CEPT, especially wherever you don't have only entrance exam, unfortunately Maharashtra has only CET as their own only criteria, unless you have 2 candidates of the same score, and then you have your other details which need to be compared. If your scores are same, then if you go to the DT website, you will understand that first criteria is CET score, then your bachelor's score, then experience, and so on. But still, in Maharashtra, unfortunately, that is not on the top list. Earlier it was, but right now, no. And but if you go to CEPT or other some of the colleges, they consider the experience if you face the interview. So they prefer candidates with experience. So it's always better to check out with the individual institute, because every year there is a small change. There might be small change in their admission process. So please contact the respective institute if you are planning at various institutes. Write to them and get concrete answers what the process is.
Okay, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Okay, welcome. Best wishes to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Shruti, for your question. We'll be taking the next question. I would like to say we have Suhail sir online. Any next question?
Yeah, I can see some questions in the chat section also. Till then, people think on questions. I'll just read one question which was addressed to during the session of Professor Lewis. Professor Lewis, there is one question saying like, is there any experimental research-based courses available in UK?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yeah, sure.
Yes. Yes, we do have courses where you have studio sessions and lab session, laboratory sessions, and yes, we do. So that's the straight answer to your questions. Yes, we do. We do if you come to do things like sustainability, energy efficiency, or any such courses. We do got lab sessions. If you come to do BEAM, we've got lab sessions. If you come to do architecture and civil engineering, postgraduate sessions or undergraduate sessions, we've got lab sessions, we've got acoustics, and so on. So of course we do have practical and studio sessions.
Brilliant. And there was one more question by Munazar Sheikh, and he was saying, asking for like, are there any scholarship for PG students opting for foreign country? Means, particularly, you can talk about your country itself.
Yes, we do have for the UK here. Yes, we do have scholarship and grants or sponsorship, if you like, for overseas students. Particularly if you, some, not all, some are, you know, some are for overseas students eligible as well. So we have scholarship. So the scholarship is specified if or not is open internationally or just Europe-wide or UK-wide. It will spell particularly. So I will encourage you to visit www.jobs.ac.uk. www.jobs.ac.uk. So if you visit there and you specify what disciplines you want, what areas you're interested in, they will keep you on the email loop and you get emails every day with the opportunities every day.
Brilliant. Yeah. I think Ruchira, you had some question. You are here right now. You want to interact with the Professor Lewis. Architect Ruchira.
Yes, sir. I wanted to ask. Like I have experience, 2 to 3 years of experience in the field of architecture. I'm working in a small designing firm which caters the projects like private residences, and a good experience, on-site experience I have. But I wanted to opt masters for urban design. So does this experience count or not?
Yes,
Because
it does
these
count.
are
You want
very
to do urban
small.
design?
Pardon, sir?
What you want to do a master's in what area?
Masters in urban design.
Yes, of course it does. It does. Yes, it does. It does. This experience is relevant for a master's in urban design. Yes. If you come from a background of architecture, yes, it is indeed relevant. Yes. Urban design, yeah, very much so. Yeah.
And one more question was, if we apply abroad and we do the masters outside India, so is the courses are contextual? Like if I'm doing urban design, then does that syllabus or the whatever the syllabus the course caters, is this relevant to only that particular country? So is it possible if we are doing masters in some country and applying for work and jobs in some different country, is it possible?
Yes, that's a very, very good question. I can speak for the UK, Canada, Australia, and so on. We are positioned and set up for international students because the education industry have international students. To be quite frank with you, in most of our postgraduate courses, some courses even have more international students than the local students. So anyone who does not position themselves to contextualize themselves internationally will be doing themselves a disservice. So the answer to your question is yes. We always, for all our courses, particularly the postgraduate, even the undergraduate courses, we do recognize that we have international students. So we'll be looking at urban design from a context of a European context, context of developing countries, and a different context. And we also give the opportunity to do your particular project. So you have using your own country or your context which you like. So we teach you the theories for the different areas so you can fit in anywhere. You could fit into Dubai or India, or you can even be able to work here because you never know where you're going to find yourself. So we understand where this is the time of globalization. So we train our students to be able to work anywhere in the world, including India, by the way. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
That was a good question. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Ketki, you might have some question like which PhD you want to do, and there are people right now from urban design, urban planning, architecture education, landscape design in the room right now, and they are HODs, founders, curators of the courses, and principals of colleges. So please take this opportunity to share your opinions and ask questions. Meanwhile, I also like to introduce the intellectuals with each other. And Professor Lewis, our good friend, always ready to accept any challenge which we throw to him in very small deadline. Though it's a challenge always for him that he has his busy schedule of HOD and he still manages time for us because of his passion for education. I would always recommend Professor Lewis to Lakshmi Rao, Nagpur University also, Swati Sahasrabuddhe also, Dr. Vaishali Latkar also, if you guys can get benefit of out of his intellectual knowledge. Also, Sohail Makandar sir, Omkar Kulkarni sir, you guys are working at different universities and handling different planning institutes. So I think this is a good networking opportunity for us all also to network ourselves throughout UK and India.
Yes, that's very, very good. We look forward to networking with you, and you could put my email address.
Yeah, please
so
let us know your email. We'll just put it on this chat section.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Hello, ma'am. This is Sarayya Jadhav here. I'm a fifth-year student from Pillai HOC College of Architecture, Rasaini. And my question is regarding GATE scholarships that students get. So, what are the criteria for these scholarships?
Sharyu, I want to ask whom is this question directed to?
Ma'am, you guys are the organizers.
Okay, for us. Okay. Ravi, so you have to
Sorry,
take this.
please repeat the question. I was just searching for the email ID. Rashmi, please help us out with the email ID of Louis Gio, sir. Yes,
no, I'm doing that. I'm doing it myself. I'm typing it myself.
Okay. Yeah. Sharyu, yes, please. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, so my question was regarding GATE scholarship that a student gets, and what are the criteria for these scholarships?
Okay, we have a person over here, perfect person over here, Omkar Kulkarni sir, who has been benefited with the scholarships and stipend. Omkar Kulkarni sir, please jump into the question and answer the question. Yes, Omkar sir.
Hello. Yes, I'll just unmute. Yeah, hello.
Yeah,
good evening, everyone.
She wants to understand about the scholarships. How did you experience the scholarship and stipends? How you were getting the stipends from the government side? It was monthly and all that stuff. Please guide her out with the GATE thing.
First of all, you have to just qualify the GATE exam, and once you qualify the GATE exam, then you have to take admission into some institute, maybe an IIT or an SPA or some other institute which the government recognizes for the allotment of scholarships. And then accordingly you can get scholarship from the MHRD, Ministry of Human Resource and Development, and which is around 12,500 rupees per month. Okay, so which earlier it was like 8,000 per month till 2014, but after the new government has been formed, it has been added upon and increased to 12,500 per month for PG students. Yes, in architecture. Yeah, in architecture, urban planning, 12,500 per month. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, I had one more question, which was regarding computer application. So, what is the scope of this course in India, as in how far India has got through it?
Yes, Smita ma'am. It's question for Smita ma'am. Smita ma'am, is she in the room? I think.
The question I think is directed to Lakshmi ma'am. Is it about computer application?
Computer application. Yes, you were saying something about the question. Please go ahead again.
What is the scope of this computer application course in India? Then how far in India we have got? Because
I think anyone in the room wants to answer it. They can just jump on the question. Computer application. How is this course going to help the students in their careers in India itself?
In India, as I had observed, in architecture, we have got this BIM technology advancing at a very fast pace into major projects, into large scale projects. So yeah, obviously computer applications, learning various BIM based softwares like Revit architecture, ArchiCAD, and other related software will be a good idea. And along with that, some 3D modeling and virtualization softwares are also being promoted for realistic kind of scenario, for creating realistic scenes of the built environment beforehand. And once you had into the some kind of specializations, like myself, I'm an urban planner, so you have to advancement into GIS, which is the geographic information systems and remote sensing. So that's a entirely different kind of applications from architecture. It is not basically architecture based. You have to do mapping and all, everything, various kinds of mapping and mapping based analysis. So it is a bit into that. Also nowadays much kind of programming is also being promoted into various CAD softwares, and also, so I'm not into that much kind of a tech geek, but yeah, you obviously have much scope into this. And considering the upcoming scenario of distance working and work from home scenario, yes, there obviously will be much scope for these softwares in the near future.
Okay, sir.
Yes, Suel sir wants to share his opinion. Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to add.
Yes, go ahead, please, sir.
Yeah.
Your voice. No, not yet.
Suel sir. Okay, in conjunction with the question, Luis sir, what is your experience on computer application and education in UK regarding architecture?
Yes, yes, I listened with keen interest. I think it's very similar to what you have there, but in terms of beam, it's becoming a lot wider because a beam, what you call a Revit, Navis, Revit and Rhino and so on. These are parametric software, yeah, because they're intelligent softwares. But for us, it doesn't stop there. So to use it with beam, it needs to be able to link interoperability with other software, such as Navisworks, yeah? Because you have the engineers do their drawings, we do drawings, so we do Navisworks. Navisworks is used for federation. That is, you overlap the architect's drawing and the other drawings to check for mistakes. So you have a software that checks for mistakes to see if the engineering drawings and the architectural drawings and the other drawings, if there are any problems. So we have a software that does that, Navisworks Solibri. Then we have what is called project-wise. Then we have 4 projects. These are called CDE software. That's Common Data Environment. Because when you're working, you can have the different consultants in different offices. So this software linked into what is called a Common Data Environment. And this is a part of the BEAM process. We've got software called COBE. That is construction and operation building information exchange systems. We've got COSX, which is the QS package. So all these software speak together, yeah? And you can see what each other is doing from your respective office in a common data environment. So we also got things like Ecodemos for building management systems. So we've got quite a wide range of software, and they're all integrated under the BEAM process.
Yes, in conjunction, Suel sir, you want to add in?
Yes. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I was keeping forward this point that in India right now, if we look at most of the metro cities where the major MNCs that deal with architectural projects are established, there is a very rigid and a very good established system of framework for working. And in most of these conditions, you have to be well versed with the softwares. Okay, that's where the computer applications and architecture comes in handy. So if you are looking forward to work with the larger organizations, if you're looking forward to work with some smaller boutique organizations, then it's fine. But if you're looking forward to work with larger MNCs, where the entire work happens on BIMs, and not only BIMs, but also there are analytics which happen through softwares. There are there are micro scale projects where a lot of analytical aspects are there. So basically, when you're well versed with the So the computer applications in architecture and a lot of advanced softwares, you end up working at one stage upper level. So say if you're a fresher getting out from a bachelor's and going into a master's and then completing your master's, and when you have good analytical skills through software, you end up working at one stage higher other than where you would have started just as a fresher. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes, any other questions from anyone? Lakshmi ma'am, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Lakshmi ma'am. I would like you to take this opportunity to introduce you to Luis Gio, Professor Luis Gio from Wolverhampton, HOD of Environmental Department over there.
Yeah, hello, Louis.
Hello, how are you, sir?
Lakshmi ma'am.
I'm a lady.
Okay,
I listened to your presentation, Louis, and I liked it a lot and very, very informative.
Yeah, ma'am. I would like to add in. You said about pedagogy, and when I was discussing something about pedagogy with Lewis, I can recall very clearly. I knew only the word pedagogy, and he shared me with words like andragogy and hautagogy. So that's where my words were like exploring. So I would like to you guys to network throughout, because Lakshmi ma'am is totally into architectural education and teaching, and Louis, you have quite a good grasp about andragogy, pedagogy, and all hautagogy and all that stuff. You guys can come up with a good webinar which would be a value addition to the architecture education in the particular universities also, colleges also, and if it is publicly available, then we would be like quite blessed by this opportunity.
Okay, thanks so much. Anytime, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd like to add that we do talk about andragogy and pedagogy along with pedagogy, because one of our students who did his dissertation as a part of his master's worked on andragogy, and then he came up with this idea that 5-year curriculum. In pedagogy, it's more content driven from the teacher to the student.
That's right. That's right.
In pedagogy, what happens? The student is more or less passive. When it comes to adult learning, that's andragogy, the student has to reason out why this content being given to him, whether it is important, how much it is important. So this person who did his dissertation, what he recommended was that in the first 3 years of undergraduate program, the content may be more pedagogically driven, but as the students go to the 4th year and 5th year, he recommended that the course curriculum should address andragogical needs. And that was an outcome of his dissertation, and made a lot of waves. And this was in 2010 he presented this. So Louis, we talk on andragogy, pedagogy. We've got people working on that, because when we try to tell students how to teach our postgraduate students, we try to tell them what it means teaching youngsters and what it means teaching older people. So, the methods and the principles have to change. So we've been doing something on that already. Yeah.
That's correct. Yes.
Brilliant learning. I just wanted to spark a conversation between you guys. I just found one common point which I could relate with both of you, so that's why I expressed it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah. And we have one more question right now coming up. My question is to Gyo sir. What criteria are there for admissions for ARCHITUDE at UK? Like which entrance exam, like GRE or any other? By Ruchi Bedmutta.
Okay. No, we don't have any examinations. Once you have up to a 2-2, the second class lower degree, and will take you, even if you had a 3rd class, but you've worked and had some experience. Well, if you didn't pass well, but you'll have some experience, we'll take you on. Yes. So as I said, as I explained to your colleagues in your my presentation, you need to be very careful about master's degrees in architecture in Europe, you always, because don't worry about the name. You have all sorts of names. Some say M.Arch, some say MA, some say MSc, some say postgraduate diploma. But what you need to ask, say, is it a Part 2 qualification? Part 2 qualification is the standard master's degree in architecture. You know, you have a first degree, we call it Part 1, which is your BSc or BA or whatever you call it. Then the Part 2 is the second part of architectural training, which is a professional part, which is, 2 years. However, we've got other postgraduate architecture qualification, specialist qualification that are not Part 2 qualifications. So you need to be very careful of this.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so
Ruchi,
you may want to be, you may want to specialize in sustainability, and then you could have a M.Arch, Master of Architecture Sustainability, or Master of Architecture Restoration of Buildings or something. So that is a specialist qualification. It's not your standard professional Part 2 qualification. So you need to be careful.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. By there is one more hand raised right now. Okay, you want to continue with the question which is in the chat section? Please, Rashmi, go ahead.
Sir, the question is, I'm reading the question. My question is, I wanted to know your views on the visa scenario after master's and PhD degree. Many West countries have made strict rules and regulations for students, and in India, a lot of people take loans, and it becomes difficult for the students to pay it off and to get rid of it. What path would you suggest the students? What path would you suggest the students? This question is for Gyo, sir.
Is that for me? I didn't hear the question. Can someone repeat the question? I didn't hear. That was really quite low.
Okay.
Can you?
Okay, the question.
Okay, can I, because your voice is low, I'll just read it out clearly. She wants to ask the iPhone, I think the name iPhone wants to ask. My question is, wanted to know your view on visa scenario after master's and PhD degree. This is her first question. And then, okay, let us complete with that and then go to the next one.
Yes, that particular question, yes. Some years ago, a few years ago, if you did your master's or PhD in the UK, you had a 2-year extension visa, which you're allowed to stay on and get some experience after 2 years. And if you got the experience and you have an employer that's prepared to sponsor you, then it could be extended beyond that. That was now cancelled some years ago, and that affected the student numbers coming in, because it's quite a big industry for the UK. We do encourage people to come here to study. So that has been reinstated from this session. I understand that has been reinstated from this session, where after your master's or PhD, you can stay on and gain some experience. I think that they have a 2-year, after you can stay for 2 years. But in that 2 years, if you get an employer, you get some work, and then your employer wants you to stay on, then you can stay beyond that. So that's the position as it is just now, yeah.
Okay. The next question, she continues, like many West countries have made strict rules and regulations for students. And in India, a lot of people take loans and it becomes difficult for the students to get rid of it. What path would you suggest the students?
I'm not sure. What's the question? Is that a question to me?
Yeah, she's saying that the iPhone is saying that what about the loan scenario? Like students take the loans and go and study abroad, and they can't get rid of it while coming back in India. What would you suggest, like taking education in foreign about it? And
right.
Yes,
we have situations where students take loans. Or sometimes they're sponsored. I mean, I know of a particular student who was sponsored by her country. I don't know whether it's a loan or whether it's just a sponsorship. And in the agreement with the country, I think some countries specify that don't allow the student to stay. You know, they may have a caveat, and the British government always respect that. So the country sponsored that student and expected the student to go back to their country to work for them. But the student got a job here. We got the job here. So they were able to get a letter from their sponsors to say they can stay. And they're really right now working with my university, their lecturer. So I think whatever loan it is, they will probably pay from here, and it'll be a lot easier because the pound is very, very strong. So it'll be probably a lot easier for them to pay off the loan from here. But I think that will depend on your local sponsor as to the circumstances, as to the agreement you've got with them.
Okay. It's quite difficult to pay in pounds and repay in rupees afterwards. Yeah, but there is a tough life, but after that tough life, there is a very good and comfortable life ahead of it.
Yeah, but for us here, if we give you a scholarship, not a scholarship or a grant, you're not expected to pay back. I mean, like a foreign student, let's say there might be a scholarship wanting, for instance, the scholarship body maybe wants to promote sustainability or climate change, and you do a topic of urbanization, and the sponsor wants to improve that, and they hope you go back to India to actually practice that and perhaps teach it as well. So they will not expect you to pay back.
Yeah. Okay, great. So next question, quickly we will wind up with this question. Architect Ruchira, please spell out your question. Yeah.
Yes, sir. My question is to Sohail, sir.
Okay.
Sir, for applying the Masters in Urban Design in India, even after qualifying the exams, entrance exams like GATE, we have to prepare portfolio. So that portfolio, how it should be? Should it be urban design oriented, or whatever the works we have done in the college level, or like I have earlier asked, my experiences in designing firm of private residences, small scale projects. So what work should I ensure in the portfolio?
Yes, Architect Ruchira. That is a very, very interesting question because urban design, let me just be straight out on that. If you have work experience, it is always very good to have your practical projects that you have worked upon included in your portfolio. But at the same time, and also like if you have worked on, say, although you're working on a residential front, but say if you have worked for a residential community, sort of gated community sort of project, where you have not only worked on the buildings, but also the site planning on all those aspects. So it is much better if you include those things, okay? Because in urban design, you start looking at the macro level. It's a mix of macro and micro, but obviously you look at the larger picture. From your academic portfolio, it is very important that you include the works that you have done. Say, if you had an urban design studio in your graduation, or an environmental planning studio, or if you have neighborhood or township projects that you've done, include them. If you crack, even when you crack the exams, like was already it was highlighted in the previous comments that different institutes have their different exams. But in urban design, it is what the jury and what the people who select you, they look at more is your intent. How knowledgeable you are about the urban scenarios, why you want to get into it. So yes, your marks are there, your portfolio are there, but a major proportion of that, especially in these institutes like CEPT, or say go to SPA, SP Bhopal, SP Delhi, it is more about your personal interview, how you go ahead with it. And there it's about how you present your portfolio and how you convey about your concern for the urban design and urban scenario. Yeah.
Okay,
I
sir.
think that answers your question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Suelza. Okay. How can we take admission in UK, like submission to portfolio or giving jury or entrance to different universities? Okay, this side, what the question is for you. How to get admission to UK? What is the process? Are there any particular subjects like submissions portfolio to be made of architecture we have studied and submitted, or any juries or entrance exams? ऑडिओ बंद झालाय.
Hello? I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, was it? Yeah, I couldn't hear for some time. Was there a question for me?
Yes, sir.
What's the question? I can hear Rashmi. I can't hear you very well. Rashmi, can you say the question, please?
Yes, surely, of course. The question is, my question is to Gyo, sir. How can we take admission in UK, like submission for portfolio or giving or admission to universities? He wants, I think, to know the process or we apply.
There's some technical problem. How can you get admission?
It's how can we take admissions in UK, like submission for portfolios or giving juries or entrance exams of different universities. How is the process, in general process?
Right, okay. In the UK, what you do, you apply. Once you apply to university, mostly it's online. You apply directly online. Again, you Google the universities, we have 143 of them. You apply online. The next thing is they'll ask you to upload your credentials, and then they would ask you to upload a portfolio so they can see a sample of your work. So once they see a sample of your work, and then they'll invite you, at this time they'll invite you for like a Skype interview or Zoom interview as we're doing now. And then you upload and they have a look at, of course they have a look at it first, and then they want to talk to you, then they give you like an interview. It's pretty straightforward, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Mrunalini, I think it answers your questions, or you still want some.
And by the way, as I heard the other speakers, for us here, the way we train our architecture students is that every architecture student is versed in urban design. It's not enough just to do your site plan where your building is and do your design. You have to show us the area where your building is, the neighborhood where your building is, how your building fits into that, how it works with the existing neighborhoods in terms of the road connection and in terms of accessibility of facilities to whatever you are designing. Yeah. So if you're designing a school, where's the bus stop? How does it connect? How does it affect the traffic coming in, or you design a residential area, you want to see the impact in the morning on the traffic of existing roads, if there's a need to add additional roads or widen the roads or whatever, or if that development is appropriate for that area. So that's how we do. So there's always a context of urban design.
Okay, understood. Mrunalini, hope that explains your question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Louis,
You're
sir.
welcome. You're welcome.
Yes, sir. Now I'm clear with the admission procedure in UK. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, it's very straightforward. Thank you. You're welcome. We don't have any exams. We just have your portfolio and your qualifications. That's fine. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But we do have some exams over here in India, which are like GATE, MHCT, and SEED as per your choice of courses. But that do have some benefits, but they do have their pros and cons. But we are still making our way through it, and hopefully we will be blessed with the intellect and knowledge throughout our life afterwards, also in this knowledge journey. And I think it's. We are to the end of the three sessions right now. It's the third session, and we would conclude through Rashmi's signing remarks.
Okay. I think that was quite a mind-boggling session for all of us. I hope you provided you enough information for appearing to take exams and enough information on the process to select and your chance.
Your mic, please.
Okay, so that was like my working session, and I hope everyone found what they were looking for, especially our students. This is entirely for you, and I want to thank everyone who waited and attended all of the sessions. Thank you so much. I especially want to mention and take this opportunity to thank our speakers, starting from Professor Abhijit Shirokar, Architect Shandesh sir, Dr. Lux, Architect Sidney Lakamba sir, Dr. Lakshmi Rao, Architect Amraj Singh sir, Dr. Vaishali Master, Architect Aditi Nandi, Architect Archie Iyer, and Dr. Smita Suryavanshi. It wouldn't have been possible without you, and we look forward to having sessions with you. And at Shilpa-Sagar Academy, we hope that we will be able to provide the assistance required. We'll be enlisting for our courses from today, and the gate classes will be commencing from next week itself. And all the mentors who are present today will always be there to help you. In case you need anything, we are always there at your disposal. Kindly refer us for any further details needed. And thank you everyone. This will be it. And as after Louis sir said, namaste. Thank you so much.
Namaste. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for your kindness, dear mentors, friends. Thank you for your kindness and being and helping us out every time whenever we approach you. Thank you. Heartfelt thank you for you all. Yeah. Thank you, dear audience, students who are just attending this marathon of 2 days back to back. And I would like to tell the facts that 117 students we have touched, and we have that students on our WhatsApp group, and we are connecting with them, and we are trying to just try to answer the queries, whatever the queries regarding architecture education they have. So it was a splendid 2 day session, 2 days. 3 sessions, and it was lovely to be interacting with such a kind mentors and such intellectual community again. Thank you, all of you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir, for such a wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruchira. Thank you to everyone who answered, asked questions and attended with us. Thank you.
So officially, we have ended this session.
Promoting the academic education scenario and also touching upon different courses which are helpful for the growth and development of students, because the need of the students is varied, and therefore it needs to be systematically tapped. So I think in this regard your work is wonderful, and my best wishes to you for your personal education in PhD and for the initiatives in your academy. And I myself will be happy to avail of your guidance for my own education.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, you told us that you're interested in GATE exam. Yes, sir. Definitely.
yes,
We would
thank
reach
you.
out to you and really guide you out with the required things regarding that. And we'll
Yes, yes.
surely
Thank you very much.
try to achieve your aim and ambitions, whatever you are aspiring for your PhD exam and all.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much, sir.
Definitely, sir.
Yeah.
Your
Okay.
mission is our mission now, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Yes. Anyone wants to share anything? केतकी तू आहेस का? केतकी मला वाटतं नाश्ता करायला गेले कुठेतरी बाहेर फिरायला मुंबईत. I saw her last Facebook update on Worli Seaface. So I think she has just put on the video and then she has left somewhere else.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, shall I disconnect?
Yes, sir. Session has ended. It's like we are about to close, but people are just hanging around. We are just trying to answer their questions, queries, and discuss and have an healthy interaction if they wish to do that.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
I
sir.
was also waiting for that same thing. But anyways.
Yes, yes. As in, like session संपल्यानंतर we just hold on for few minutes more, and people like to interact and congratulate and appreciate. So those things are going on right now.
Omkar
चलो
sir,
गुड
very much.
टू यू खूप चांगलं काम करतायत तुम्ही. येस बिलकुल माझ्याकडनं पूर्ण
I
तुम्हाला
want to
काय पाहिजे ते
mention
मदत.
that just for us, the first session we recorded was not good, so Omkar sir needs more time for us and recorded the session again.
Yeah, yeah. he refined, revised, took up new presentation,
Yeah,
and
I'm actually not a
revised it.
full-time
These are
academician,
the
as I
efforts
told.
what you have took to add value to this session, sir. Thank you very much. I
Thank
think
you.
Ruchira wants to ask something. Ruchira, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to thank you all for having such a wonderful things coming up, because on a single platform we get to know so many aspects of architecture, what all we can do after graduating or even if having some kind of experience. So there are a lot more things in architecture, so we got to know the perspective from the professionals also, because we were very confused about it. Like after graduating also, if I want to do masters, pursue masters, then in which subject, and all these questions were in my mind. So
Yeah.
I got mostly all the answers. So thanks a
Great.
lot.
Yes, actually, the things happen in the same way. Like we doing our PGs also was the same thing. Like we were quite confused what to do, which subject to choose. But nowadays, because of this webinars and all that stuff, online thing, you are able to understand things by sitting in your home comfortably. And we were able to bring in 8 national institutes, and along with that, one international institute. Our dear friend Louis sir has also coordinated with us and helped us out to understand the worldwide scenario. So the main motto of the event was to make aware awareness regarding the PG education and how it is important right now. It's not like do UG and just stop over there. Do your PG right now. This COVID situation is allowing you to do that thing. Because of the recession, things have been a bit slow. You just take it in your favor and just do your PG quite easily in 2 years, and then just go into the profession again. Till then, the things would normalize, and that will help you out afterwards.
Yes, sir. And the one more perspective towards it was like from the seniors in the college who are working, they were just saying that if you're working in the field and if you're practicing and you have experience of 2 or 3 years, then if you pursue masters, then your experience in the field will be zero, and your experience in the form of knowledge or in the form of education will be of 2 years. But then again, if you come back into the practice, whatever the field, it might be the specialized one, or even if the architecture, the small scale projects, then you'll have to start from the zero again.
Sir,
So
I
those were
would
the
like to add
dilemmas.
in like anyone can answer also, but I would like to add in that this things like pros and cons happen always there. They are always there. But what is my perspective regarding this is like you wasting 2 years of your thing into some other small practices and trying to establish your name only, and you doing it simultaneously when you are doing your PG. That makes sense. I know my colleagues who were doing their PG, but they were exploring and flourishing the profession. So this is the right way to go. If you're doing the full-time PG, doesn't matter. You can still practice in the evening, and you're not that occupied. Now you know how to study, how to prepare your dissertation, how to prepare your thesis, and all that stuff. You've gone through the process. It's quite a short process now. For 2 years, you have to go through. So it's not that much occupied learning what you're thinking of any subject. And if you want to achieve something right now, this is the age. And once you start earning money, na, then I've seen a lot of my friends, they are just lost track of education. They left their masters in between after first year itself, because they were like saying like I am earning good money, I am trying to earn project. But what happens after 3 4 years? This consistency doesn't remain. Sometimes there are ups and downs and ups and downs, and you then understand, okay, I have just empty time, but I don't have that empty mind. Because for girls it's a different situation. You get married and all that stuff, and you have kids, and then you want to study PG, but you're still having your profession going on. So things are quite different for different individuals over here. Not only girls but boys also, I would always say that. So take analysis of your things, and you can uh, uh, just straight away do your masters, then maturity, then you can gain. Along with that, I did my practice, professional practice, while I was in third year. I was designing buildings. One of my friends who was in second year, he was designing building. Because of this situations, in third year we were able to design buildings which were executable, and then in PG we were like flourishing in architecture. So I would say you are still a bit late to think of this thing. Go ahead and do the PG, and then while doing the PG, go practice also. It doesn't. It will affect in positive way for your practice afterwards. Like the my architect is doing PG. My architect is a master's person, so that will help you also. And first 2-3 years are volunteering in profession. No one is there to give you the correct amount of money for your projects. Initially in our community in architecture, from the first year itself, if you go for first year after passing out, you go in the practice, you'll understand that things are quite difficult and different for the freshers in the job scenario also. And when you take personal projects, they say we are giving you an opportunity. I also faced that kind of thing. I said okay. So this kind of situation you would be facing, but I would really recommend go straight away, do your PG, straight away do your PhD. While doing these things, let the professional life grow and flourish, because first 5 years are just volunteering and trying to fetch jobs. So this can be done side by side.
Yes, Ruchita, better late than never. So don't lose hope. Just grab onto it, and you'll have an additional insight on how the industry works. Because our student, what do you say, education syllabus and stuff is quite different. Different as in on experience wise, it is quite different how we do things on site or in office. So it's good you have that also in your hand, and you can definitely start. You should definitely start, and hopefully we'll be having you in the next 5-6 years. We'll be having you here as a mentor. So we hope that for us. Okay. And
Yes, you can reach us out anytime.
yes,
You can reach us out. You can reach us out with Rashmi, Omkar sir, me, anyone.
Yes, sir.
yes.
And even I just wanted to know, like, do we have any guidance for the GATE exam? Because the syllabus is vast and
Yes, we are
we don't
starting with
know.
our fresh batch on the next weekend itself. We are starting from Saturday, Sunday, and we would be having Saturday, Sunday batches. We will be having batches which would be going on throughout the week. We will be leaving you with your thesis work, your final year work, and still we would be uh, going on the weekends with the uh, GATE exam preparation. Along with that, you would be getting different strategy sheets, assignments. Along with that, you would be getting question papers, mock-up tests, and this is all app-based learning. And we have proven ourselves in NATA also that we have reached till 167 until now, which is the best score what we had reached, and 166 we are repeating every year. This year 166. So this is habit to grow in entrance exam and to mentor students in their own way and in their own style and in their own customized style through this app learning process right now what we are following.
Yes.
This is our fourth batch right now what NATA students have faced right now. And now for our GATE students we are coming up with similar kind of platform, but it has been leveled up. It has been leveled up, truly leveled up, and lot of faculties are going to join us to teach you guys, and from lot of reputed institutes and this thing universities throughout architecture. So you can just download the app, and you will find out that from tomorrow onwards, who have downloaded the app, they would be getting a better offer than whosoever is going to approach us afterwards without downloading the app. So first initial 10 guys would be getting the best offer, and then the next 10 would be getting a different offer.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for anyone wants to say more? There we have a lot of people with us. We have Mrunali, okay, Mrunali, sorry. We have Ketki Kulkarni. We have Ruchi as well. So if anyone has any queries before we end the session, we would like to ask. And Ruchi, I want to add that you guys are very lucky. And I remember my days when I wanted to do masters, but due to lack of proper guidance, I had no option but to move towards practice. So now I feel that maybe I can start still. So you guys are very lucky to be in this age where webinars and uh, internet is bringing you all this to your laptop. You don't have to go anywhere. The guidance is really available and from around the world with sharing the experiences. So you guys are so lucky to take advantage of this fact and reach to a global level. Take inspiration from all our members.